Hello, and thanks for joining us on Tech Report. I'm Bridie Barry, filling in for Nigel Freitas. Well, the growth of social media has been one of the big technology trends of 2012 as the consumer and business worlds continue to blend. There's been a big shift in social media towards branding, customer service, and measuring the social influence of customers. At the same time, marketers have aggressively tried to push out company messages through channels like Facebook or Twitter, often bypassing traditional channels altogether. So how will all these trends play out over the next 12 months? Well, joining us with his social media predictions is Ben Bradshaw from Sponsored Links. Ben, great to have you in.
Pleasure again.
Thank you so much for joining us. We just want to ask you, I guess, about what you thought were the big social media developments in 2012.
There's so many to talk about, but just in summary, the big thing that we're going to see, I think, that we've seen in 2012 is obviously that there's been a lot more mobile usage overall as well. So we've seen about a 20% spike overall on social media platforms. But the big thing would be that people are using mobiles more and more, and that's going through an exponential curve, and we're going to see that in 2013 big time. So the big thing we saw, the big mover and shaker, would have been Pinterest. You've probably heard of it, and obviously that's now one of the most, it's the fastest growing social media that we've seen. So and it's also the best engaging social media. You know, some people are spending on an average of an hour on that website, and it's driving traffic back to a consumer or retailer. So to a retailer. So it's just an amazing website overall, plus social media platform.
And I mean, you mentioned a few things there, but why do you think it struck a chord then? Do you think?
Well, it's visual. You know, I think as we have ADD on the internet, so. I think, you know, Pinterest really has become a great platform because it really is just a very simple concept. It's mobile based, and you've got to remember the fastest growing social media is the fastest growing technology of all time, or media of all time, and mobile is the fastest growing technology. So with those two combined, whoever gets that right, and in this case Pinterest seems to be the leader right now. So they're growing exceptionally fast, faster than Twitter was. So it's yeah, on its first day it was launched, it had 25,000 users. So that's definitely one to watch out for.
I guess turning though to the notable social media fails of the year, what sticks out in your view?
I think the biggest one would have to be the Facebook IPO. You know, that was just the biggest fail of the year. We saw it launched, and within days it was just, or within the day even, it was just slammed with litigation, and I think initially it was potentially overvalued, around about 104 billion, I believe it was valued at, and the share price I think was around about $38, and it's now around about the $25 mark. So, you know, that would strike me as definitely being one of the biggest fails. Yeah, that would be it, I'd say.
And do you think too, I mean, what next for sort of Facebook in 2013 then? Because obviously, I mean, just recently there was a bit of a backlash even just at reports that it was looking at autoplay ads on news feeds, and, you know, also of course looking too at how on earth it's going to, you know, maximise all of those users.
That's the big sort of question really for Facebook in 2013 is how it's really going to monetize mobile. What we do know is that you know, our analysts at Sponsored Links are seeing a massive shift towards Facebook and mobile. Really, just in fact, Facebook users are massive mobile users. So, but what we're not seeing is Facebook really, it hasn't really yet monetise mobile at all really that well. It tried mobile ads earlier in the year and that was quite successful, but it's really doing it in a way that's not going to discourage the users, and that's the real art form. So we've seen them launch a product earlier in the year called Facebook Gifts, and that's a good attempt, I think, where, you know, you've got a birthday coming up and you can sort of select a gift for your friend and send it to them. They can select the colours and sizes themselves. So that was a really good attempt, and I think we're going to see more attempts like that, but not intrusive, and I think it won't be banner ads or anything like that, but it'll be clever little platforms, but yeah. Okay,
you mentioned obviously Pinterest being a big success for 2012.
Yep.
Are there companies that you think have used social media well this year?
Absolutely, there's been a few great ones. I mean, the best story I can remember would be probably the Dollar Shave Club, and that was a company in America that was literally going bankrupt, and it was on the pinnacle, and they did a social media viral campaign doing via video, and that just went through the roof, and now they're a multi-million-dollar company. So that to me is a great, just not only an inspirational story, but just a great example of how social media can be effective.
How is social also affecting search results? That's something to continue watching in 2015.
Yeah, that's a really good question. I mean, basically, social media does affect search results for a start. Secondly, you know, Google Plus is a good tool for that. So although not, you know, it is growing quite popular in its users, but not really in its interactivity of people adopting or using really Google Plus as opposed to, say, Facebook. But it is important from an SEO point, Google Plus, using Google Plus or having a Google Plus account. And if you're really looking to get better search results on the search engines, then definitely when you're posting content, any sort of content, it's good to be, in the search results, it's good to have a Google Plus account, Facebook account, and any of the social media platforms, really.
Just quickly as well, then, what for you then will be the big trend for 2013? What should local businesses be doing in preparation?
The big thing really is going to be the real shift from desktop to mobile. We were forecasting. One of our forecasters, Brandon, was looking at it had been in 2015 that the mobile would overtake desktop, and we're seeing that happen potentially sometime in 2013. So we're going to see more mobile devices just everywhere. In fact, there's more mobile devices on the planet now than toilets. So it really is a mobile world we're living in, and it's whoever really gets that mobile, who wins the mobile war is going to be the one to watch.
Ben, it's been great to get your thoughts. Thank you so much for joining us. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
Ben Bradshaw there from Sponsored Links. Well, a Danish entrepreneur has created what he's calling the world's first open trading platform. Analysts say the platform could introduce